Hey there. It's been a while, but I'm back. Well, for an update and to let you know that I still am driving Uber. I've just kind of taken a break. I didn't really do it last week, and this week I've done it a couple of days. And so let me tell you why, though. So I started my new job. My new job is on my feet. It's more physical, which I like, and that's what I want. And it's also at night, so it's an evening job to early morning. So it's a little different. So I am adjusting from not having a job for about 9 months. So I have fallen into a few bad habits of what you could call laziness. As well as with Uber, you don't have to be someplace at a certain time. Wake up, you just go do, and then you come home whenever you're tired, and things like that. So it's a little different. As well as the last few years of work have been behind a desk. So I've been adjusting, which is good. I need that. I'm making a good change for my life, and that's why I share this stuff, because I feel like everybody, there's some people out there that might be like me that are trying to improve their life, getting out of debt, or saving up for a vacation, or saving up to go to school, or saving up for, something, or whatever it is. And Uber is a great way to do that. But there are a few things you need to know before you drive for Uber. And I want to share those because I don't think a lot of people think about it, and you really need to know this stuff. Okay, so right now is holiday season. This is my very first year driving for Uber, so I'm not an expert, but it's very slow. And that's because all the students that are out of school, that's high school and college, as well as all the teachers that drive for Uber, are out on the road. So a lot of the trips are being taken up. That has led me to think about getting more serious about doing passengers. I have not done passengers since I think 2014, just because of safety issues. It's a little scary, as well as a lot of wear and tear on your vehicle. And when I did it in 2014, I had a newer vehicle, and so that kind of, I didn't know how to handle that, new car and all that. Now I know, and I want to make this video to make it very clear about what you need to know before you start driving, so that, you're going to go through all these, you're going to learn all these things anyways, but to give you a heads up, because a lot of people, they don't do any research, and so I'm hoping that this video can help people get some kind of clue on what it is to do. So when you're not an employee, no one's going to be there to tell you how to handle this situation or how to handle that situation. You're going to have to be able to know how to handle situations when you come across them, because nobody else is there, it's you. As well as you don't have a manager or anyone specifically that is watching you work, so it's all on you. And how much you earn is really up to you, and how you handle all these situations will impact your earnings. That is number one key. So if you're having a hard time earning any kind of money, you need to look at how you're handling all those little situations. They all add up, all the minutes add up, and before you know it, it's been an hour and you made $7. So keep that in mind, that you make all the decisions and you handle it. However, there are some requirements with doing Uber. So just because you're on a trip and then you pick up the food and you don't want to deliver it because it's at an apartment complex, that is not a good enough reason to cancel, because there are certain requirements, because Uber has a guarantee. Basically, it's like an expectation for the customer. Customer has an expectation to order whatever it is that they're ordering, and for them to get it within that allotted period of time. So if it's like 30 minutes or 50 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes, whatever it is, the customer's expecting it to arrive before that expiration date when they place that order. So you have to understand that there are requirements, and the requirement basically is once you accept the trip, you go pick up the order, you drive to the destination, and you complete that order. You give it to the person. You find the customer, and you give them that order. It can be, some will be more frustrating than others. Some you'll expect to be frustrating, and they won't be frustrating at all. Some you're going to think is going to be super easy, but it turns out to be a little crazy or a little hectic. You got to just be able to be flexible. Okay, if you're not a very flexible kind of person when you're working and you want to be, this might be a good option so that you can work out that muscle. But if you don't want to change it, this is probably not for you. Just putting it out there. So all the other things are kind of your decision. They're up to you. Whether once you get there and the order's not bagged up, do you want to wait? You don't have to. Uber says once you arrive, click not ready, wait up to 15 minutes and then move on. But you make all these decisions. You have to keep up with what you're doing so that you can make the most informed decision for yourself at that time to make the most money. Every day for me is going to be different, and just because something works for another person does not necessarily mean it will work for you. Because another thing you need to know is the algorithm is not very clear. It does not always pick the closest driver. Like I said, it's working on this timetable as well as person available, and rating probably goes into it, and I've heard even the vehicle goes into it. So just because something works for one person does not mean that it's going to work for you, as well as we're all given different kind of boost possibilities. I've heard that happens. So I say you just accept what you get, or you don't drive. Those are your options, okay? Another thing you need to know, safety. You need to be aware of all your surroundings. You need to know the area. If you do not know the area, you need to take extra precautions. This is common sense. But you don't know where you're going when you pick up this food or when you pick up that person. So you're kind of crossing your fingers that it's a good spot, it's a safe spot, or it won't be too far from where you put your car. Okay, so these are just a few things you need to know before you start driving for Uber. A lot of people have a lot of questions. If you're a new driver, please visit the Uber website. It has tons of information on there that's straight from the source, and then watch other videos to give you this other information that you might be missing. As far as me, I've started a new job. Once I get going, I might make a video about it. There's not a lot of videos about it, and I like to make videos to inform people of job opportunities that aren't really shared a whole lot, because almost everything is shared on the internet. So for my job, it's a little different. I'm not 100% hired, but I am hired. I can explain that in a future video. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But that's what's going on. That's why I'm not driving a whole lot. There's just a lot of factors that kind of demotivate me from driving. So I'm thinking that I could probably get into the passenger scene next year. But who knows? Because, money just doesn't grow on trees. We got to earn it somehow, right?